Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another fabulous fall DIY and these are the supplies I'm using. First thing I want to do is add the pipe cleaners to my paint stir stick. Now I'm starting at the top and I'm going to twist tie one off to the one side. Alright, so here I'm measuring from the top to that first pipe cleaner and I want it to be the same from at the bottom part. So I'm adding another pipe cleaner and I'm pushing that to the side. I just want it to lay flat down to the side. So now I'm going to add an additional one at the top and an additional one at the bottom. I want one on each side of the paint stir stick. Next, I'm going over two more and I'm doing the same thing, one on each side of the paint stir stick. And I wanted this one more towards the middle, and in between those pipe cleaners, I'm going to do a single pipe cleaner, and that one's going to be straight up and down. The other ones are laying flat to the side, and the other two are up straight. They're ready for me. So now I'm just going to add additional glue to make sure they don't move. The next thing I want to do is work on I believe this is called snowball mesh. I'm really not sure. It's more of a burlap color, but I'm going to cut these at 20 inches in length. I'm going to speed this up so you're not bored watching me just cut mesh, but I do want 8 of them. Now I'm going to work on my tails. I had cut these already previously and they're at 14 inches long, and now I'm simply just going to dovetail each and every one of those ribbon tails on both sides. So I just lay it on top of each other, then I fold it over and I'm going to cut it at a slant, and I'm going to do this with each and every ribbon on both sides. Okay friends, if this is your first time stopping by, I'd really appreciate a big thumbs up and maybe a comment or two, and if you could, consider subscribing. I'm prepping everything. I want everything ready to go when I'm ready to put it into the pipe cleaners. I have 2 different kinds of ribbon here. I have a 2.5 with the black and white check, and then I have a 1.5 of this fall glittery ribbon, and I thought they complemented each other. Okay, again, I'm not going to bore you, so I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Basically, I'm dovetailing each and every ribbon on both ends of the ribbon. Now I have those ready and off to the side and ready for me. Next, I want to make a hook because I have to have a way of attaching this to my door. So I made a little loop and I twist tied it off. And I'm going to place that on the back part of this paint stir stick, and I'm going to wrap the pipe cleaners around to the back and twist tie it off. I have that nice and secure. I'm going to add additional glue, put it aside, and let it dry. Here I'm just adding the additional glue because I don't want it to go anywhere. Okay, the next thing I want to do is cover up my mechanics. So I'm taking some of that 1.5 inch ribbon and I'm going to glue that down the back part of the paint stir stick. This way my mechanics are hidden. Got my finger guards on because I don't want to burn my fingers, and I'm going to take this very slowly. I'm going to go section by section and just keep going down until it's all glued to the back of that paint stir stick. Okay, now that that is on, I'm going to put that aside and let it dry. Now I'm going to go in with my DECO mesh. So I'm doing a woodland ruffle. I believe they also call this a cruffle. But basically what you're doing is you're curling in the ends of the DECO mesh. So you're just rolling it in a few times. Then you walk your fingers down to the other end. I have my scissors holding down the other part. And you can use anything. You could use a chip clip. I've seen people do that. But once I have it ready to go. I'm going to place that into the 2 dowels on my Easy Bow Maker. I'm going to use this to make my bundles. So now I'm going in with shelf liner. I have abundance of shelf liner left over, and I'm going to do the exact same thing, except I don't curl it under. I just kind of walk it down in my fingers and make like a little bow. And that's going to be the second part of the bundle. Next, I'm going in with my ribbon tails. I want one of each. I'm putting the black and white down first and then the orange on the top, or the fall colored one on top. So I have it all ready to go. I'm going to pull this out of my Easy Bow Maker and I'm going to place it into the first pipe cleaner. Here I'm placing it down into the pipe cleaner, and I want to make sure it's nice and secure, so I'm going to give it a few quick, tight twists. I'm going to fluff this up as I go. I'm just spreading out those ribbon tails, and I'm going to move on to the second bundle. So here I'm going to show you one more time. This is the woodland ruffle. You just roll it in a few times, then you walk your fingers down. You take your thumb and your index finger, you're going to walk it down, and on the other end you kind of roll that in too. And then you want to place it with the seam side down into those 2 dowels on the Easy Bow Maker. Now I'm going to go in with my shelf liner. These were cut at, I believe, 7 inches, and I just ruffle them down. I'm just making a bow with it, just walking my fingers down, making a bow. I'm going to place that into the dowel, and then lastly, I'm going to add my ribbon tails, the black and white down first, and the fall ribbon on top, and then I'm going to place this into the second pipe cleaner. This is going to be a very chunky, thick swag, and I love it. It's perfect for fall, and I also am going to add some fall embellishments into the swag. So here I'm going in with the second one, keeping it nice and secure, fluffing it up as I go. Spreading out those ribbon tails, getting them exactly the way I want them. Friends, I'm just going to keep going until all of those pipe cleaners are filled with my bundles. So this is what we have so far, and now I'm going to make a bow. I'm going to make 3 loops of the black and white check, and then I'm going to go in with the fall ribbon, and I'm going to do 2 loops of that and place it at the top part of the swag. I did have to play with this bow a little bit because I only had so much of the black and white check to work with. It was the last little piece on the roll, and I wanted to use it up. So here's my 3 loops of the black and white check. Now I'm going to go in with the fall ribbon and do 2 loops of that one. The best advice I have for making bows is to just practice. You just have to practice. You will get a feel for it. It's just loop and twist, loop and twist. That's all there is to it. Now that I have the fall ribbon on, I'm going to zip tie this off. I'm going to put the zip tie on, and then I'm going to take it to the back. And then I'm going to crank it all the way down. I like to use a zip tie because I feel like it makes the loops pop up. Okay, I've cut off the zip tie, so now I'm going to fluff up my bow and get it ready for the swag. I already had a pipe cleaner in the swag ready to go, so I'm going to place that pipe cleaner in between the middle part of the bow and twist tie it off, and then tuck the pipe cleaner back in. I trim off the little bit of the pipe cleaner, tuck it back in, fluff up my bow, and now I'm going to work on my ribbon tails. I'm going to cut them at a slant, so I'm basically going to dovetail all the tails. You just fold the ribbon on top of itself and cut it aslant, and that makes the pretty little V cuts. Okay, now that I have that ready to go, I'm going to go in with my embellishments. Next, I'm going to take the pipe cleaners and I'm going to kind of curl them down. This way, it gives me a base to attach the florals. These two bundles I did pick up from Dollar Tree last year, so I'm just going to break them apart, cut them up into pieces, and I'm going to place them randomly around the whole swag. I do end up putting the acorn right in the middle of the bow, and I just thought it was the perfect touch. I'm going into the middle of the bow here with the acorn. I'm just adding a dab of glue and placing that in. It's not going to go anywhere because it is adhered to the pipe cleaner. Now I'm going to go in with the rest of the fall leaves and berries. There's another acorn that I end up adding, and I'm just randomly placing them throughout the swag. I add them where I think it's going to look the best. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I'm just adding all of the foliage anywhere I see fit, basically. This was such an easy project to make. I really hope you give it a go. And it was affordable. It's ribbons, deco mesh, a paint stir stick, a little bit of glue, and some Dollar Tree foliage. So I just keep going until I'm satisfied. I thought I was going to use those sunflowers, but I ended up not using them. I thought it was going to be too overwhelming for the swag. So I'm going in with the last bit of the foliage that I have and the berries and the acorns. I really enjoyed making this project. This was so easy and it's so beautiful. The black and the white with all the fall colors, it's just stunning. If you have any questions, just leave them down in the comments. And if you're working on anything, put a picture down in the comments. I want to see what you're working on. Oh, my friends, I cannot wait for you to see this hung on the door. It's stunning. It's truly stunning. I'm going in with the last little bit of foliage and then I'm going to hang it on the door and let you see the finished product. Okay, friends, this is my completed project. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.